Hey guys, so in this video we'll learn how to add and subtract fractions. And the best way to learn this is to first understand what not to do. So do not do. Let's say we have this example right here, 3 over 2 plus 7 over 2. If you watched the last video on multiplying and dividing fractions, you know that you multiply across the numerator and denominator to get your answer. That's what you do not want to do when you add and subtract fractions. So 3 plus 7 is 10, and 2 plus 2 is 4. You do not want to do this. This is not the correct answer. So what is the correct answer then? How do we actually add and subtract fractions? Let's write it out the correct way. Is as long as they have the same denominator, which in this case they do, they both have a denominator of 2, 3 over 2 and 7 over 2, then all we have to do is add up the numerators, 3 plus 7, that's 10, and we just keep the same denominator, 2. So 3 over 2 plus 7 over 2 is 10 over 2. And 10 over 2 simplifies to 5 over 1, which is just 5. So that works if they have the same denominator, but what if they don't have the same denominator? Let's go through that. 3 over 2 plus 5 over 4 equals, well, now here they don't have the same denominator. This one's denominator is 2 and this one's denominator is 4. So what we have to do is make them have the same denominator. How do we do that? Well, let's take a look at 3 over 2 right here. How can I get 2 to be 4? Well, 2 times 2 is 4, right? So let's move this 3 over 2 just a little bit to the left. 3 over 2. So we can multiply the denominator by 2, so we can get 2 times 2 equals 4. But whenever we multiply the denominator, we also have to multiply the numerator by the same amount, times 2. So we multiply the top and bottom by the same number, so that we keep the fraction equivalent, 3 over 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 2 times 2 is 4. 6 over 4. So 6 over 4, let me write it up here. 6 over 4 is equivalent to 3 over 2. So 6 over 4 is the same thing as 3 over 2. All we did was multiply the top and bottom by 2, but that doesn't do anything to the fraction. It still has the same value. 6 over 4 and 3 halves are the same thing. And that works whenever you multiply a fraction, the numerator and denominator, by the same number. As long as you're multiplying by the same number, which we are, times 2 on the top and bottom, then we're allowed to do that because it's the same value, 3 over 2 and 6 over 4. So getting back to this problem, 6 over 4 plus 5 over 4. So we went from this 3 over 2 plus 5 over 4, 6 over 4 plus 5 over 4. Now they have the same denominator, so we can just add the numerators. 6 plus 5, that's 11, and we just keep the denominator 4. And that is our final answer, 11 over 4. And the same method works with subtraction. So let's say we had 3 over 2 minus 5 over 4. And again, we're doing the same thing. Let's move this over a little bit. Times 2 on the top, times 2 on the bottom. So 6 over 4 minus 5 over 4. 6 minus 5, the top numbers, the numerators, is 1. And we keep the denominator 4. So the answer is 1/4. So let's go through a little bit more of a tougher example. let's say we had 5 over 6 plus 3 over 25. And you might ask, how do I get 6 to become like 25? What can I multiply 6 by to get 25? And you might think of a few numbers if you go through your multiplication table. 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2, 12, and then 6 times 3 is 18. But then you get to 6 times 4, it's 24. It's not 25. And then if you go one step further, 6 times 5, then you get to 30, which just overshoots 25. We never get to exactly 25 when we multiply 6 by anything. So that won't work. So what will work is there are two methods to solve this, and I'll teach the second method, the least common denominator, in the next video. But just for this video, I want to teach you this method. So let's write this again. Just space these out. 5 over 6 plus 3 over 25. So we have some space. So how are we going to equalize the denominators, make them equal? Well, what we can do is 5 over 6. We're going to multiply 5 over 6, the top and bottom, by the other denominator. So times 25 on the top and times 25 on the bottom. And same thing here, we're going to multiply 3 over 25, the top and bottom, by the other denominator, 6. So times 6 on the top, times 6 on the bottom. And now let's multiply these. 5 times 25 is 125. 6 times 25 is 150. Plus 3 times 6 is 18. 25 times 6 is 150. And there we go. Both denominators are now the same. So now we can simply just add the numerators. 125 plus 18 is 143 over 150. And that is our final answer, 143 over 150. So that's how you add and subtract fractions. And let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below. Thank you for watching.